Our first question. What's the latest on the ground regarding the battles for democracy, human rights, and religious freedom across mainland China, Hong Kong, and Taiwan?
For Hong Kong, I think it was a very brilliant city, as many Americans know very well. That is one of the most prosperous cities in the. It was most prosperous cities in the East Asia, and it had some characteristics of mingling between Chinese and Western culture. For example, I studied in Hong Kong during my primary and high school, and I will see, wow, that's amazing that I studied. It was English teaching, so it's very good. But over the years, the 1987 is a deadline for the British to hand over Hong Kong sovereignty back to China. And before that, Hong Kong is so prosperous, have rule of law, freedom, good food, good cuisine, and also good sightseeing spots, and also good place to do business. And after 1987, when the CCP comes to play, and in the first few years is still having the same status quo. But in 2003, it wanted to promote the national security law. The Hong Kong people are brave and to protest along the streets, and then CCP retracted from their position. And of course, CCP is tightening the grips of Hong Kong, and the autonomy of Hong Kong is losing bit by bit since then. There are lots of assimilation of mainlanders with Hong Kong, and then the population has been washed, we would say, laundering of the population. And of course, the key is about the Hong Kong people would like to fight for democracy. So in 2014, we would like to fight for democracy, universal suffrage, and we launched an umbrella movement. And in that movement, of course, we cannot get it because the Chinese government would say all the candidates would need to be scrutinized by the CCP de facto before it can be handed for you to choose. So we protested against it, and then many people were arrested. At that arrest, the people were punished by a very symbolic kind of 1 or 2 years kind of imprisonment. But I think people are getting more grudges or more kind of outcry to really fight for democracy. So there's an incident back in 2019 when there's an extradition bill that many Hong Kongers can be extradited to mainland China for trial, which I think is notorious. So for trial, and then people are worried about human rights issue. So we protested along the streets. Hong Kong has 7.5 million people, and we have 2 million people on the streets, and it is unprecedented. And CCP was fully surprised. And at that time, I would say it is under Trump presidency in the US at that time. Trump has been speaking with Xi Jinping because Xi Jinping wants to crush it by military force, same as 1989, the June 4th massacre. Afterwards, Xi Jinping retracted from his position and say, okay, I will find other ways. So you will see policemen and also gangsters doing all the bad jobs, and many Chinese kind of police officers will be clothed as Hong Kong police officers and to hit the people all in the streets. And I think the movement was crushed after a few months, and the Chinese think about, I need a law to have a new paradigm. That is the NSL, National Security Law, which is notorious. And that's the reason I need to move from Hong Kong to Taiwan in July 2020. And the law was promulgated on 30th of June 2020. And then up till now is more than 5 years. And there are so many crush-downs and also crackdowns and also arrests and also imprisonment of so many people. It's more than 10,000 people now in imprisonment under national security related laws. It's not just that law, but also some old colonial laws and also some new laws, which is called Article 23 law. So it is, while the maximum imprisonment is not a few years, it's life imprisonment as the highest penalty. So you see Jimmy Lai as the figurehead that is known by many Americans because Jimmy Lai is the founder of Apple Daily, and also he has good ties with the U.S. Politicians like in the past, Mike Pence, like Mike Pompeo, and many others, and of course Trump administration.